the corpse that defeated Hitler's army. Imagine standing inside a sealed underground war room in Berlin in 1943. The air is heavy. Cigarette smoke clings to the ceiling. Maps of Europe cover the walls like open wounds. Far away, bombs fall. But inside this room, there is only silence. At the center of it all stands Adolf Hitler, the most feared man on earth, staring at a document in his hands. The paper is torn, damp, and stained with seawater. This message did not come from a living spy. It was not smuggled across borders or whispered in the shadows. This message came from a corpse. A British officer's body had washed up on the shores of Spain. Strapped to his wrist was a briefcase containing secret military documents. In that moment, Hitler believed he had uncovered the greatest Allied secret of World War II. What he did not know was that he was swallowing the most brilliant deception in the history of warfare. A deception so perfect that it would move armies, drain defenses, and help decide the fate of Europe. And the weapon used to do it was not a tank, not a plane, not a gun, but a dead man. By 1943, the war had reached a critical turning point. The Allies had driven Axis forces out of North Africa. The next step was inevitable, Europe. But Europe was no open door. It was a fortress. Every possible invasion route had been analyzed, and all of them pointed to the same place, Sicily, a small island but strategically priceless. Whoever controlled Sicily controlled the Mediterranean. Winston Churchill called it the soft underbelly of Europe. Unfortunately, Hitler knew this too. German intelligence expected an invasion of Sicily, so Hitler turned the island into a nightmare. Hundreds of thousands of troops, heavy artillery, elite panzer divisions. Any direct assault would be catastrophic. Allied generals knew that invading Sicily without weakening German defenses first would be suicide. The problem was simple and terrifying. How do you convince your enemy to defend the wrong place? The answer could not be conventional. Radio deception had been tried. Fake troop movements were expected. Spies were watched closely. The Germans had learned to distrust anything that looked obvious. So British intelligence needed something the enemy would never question, something that looked real because it was real. And that was when a dangerous idea took shape. What if the enemy discovered authentic military documents by accident? What if those documents were found on a body pulled from the sea? Inside British naval intelligence, two men took this impossible idea seriously. Ewan Montagu and Charles Cholmondeley were not reckless dreamers. They were meticulous planners who understood one brutal truth. If this deception failed, tens of thousands of Allied soldiers would die. Their plan required absolute perfection. Every detail had to survive scrutiny by the German intelligence service, the Abwehr. One flaw would expose the lie. The first challenge was the hardest. They needed a body. Not a murdered man, not a soldier killed in action, a body whose death could plausibly be explained